Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Tomasz and today we will continue the Quickstep exercises, but we will talk about skips. Let's start with the difference between the skips and hops. So as we covered in the last exercise video that you will find in the description below, we covered hops. Now hops are basically jumps in spot up and down. During hops, your feet can leave the ground and probably there won't be any progression forward, backward or side. Now in skips, we want to move forward, backward on side. Our feet shouldn't be picked up from the floor. And yes, we will maybe rise a little, but it's all about maximizing the amount of movement we can create in the direction we're moving. Generally, we have three kinds of skips. We have skips forward, we have skips backward, and we have skips sideways, and we will cover all three of them in this video. Let's start with the first one, so skips forward. Before we start, let me demonstrate so we all know what it is. I will do it sideways. Now, of course, you can do the skips on the left and the right foot, so it doesn't matter on which one I will start on. But let's start being on the right foot. I will lift left foot up, just so I know I'm not using it at all. I will be on the ball of the foot on the right foot, and I will do few skips forward. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is fine. Okay, so how do we do it? The first thing we need to understand is that our heel will be always up, and we will never touch the floor during the whole skip. Now you might have one skip, you might have few skips, but even in the exercise that you do few of them in a row, try to keep your heel up all the time from the floor. Number two, we want to keep the posture and hip as steady as possible. It's only the knee and ankle joint that will be working. Number three is we want to move our body away from the leg and then catch it with the same leg, right? So it's very important to move in the forward skips, to move the foot in front of our body in order to finish on balance. Now I will demonstrate it sideways again, and I will put my foot underneath my body, and you will see that I might trip in the end. Well, hopefully I won't, but I might. So again, I'm starting on the right foot, I'm starting on the toe, and now if I only skip underneath my body weight, you will see that I'm actually, first of all, not moving enough, and second of all, I'm almost tiptoeing and falling because I don't end up on balance. So what I have to do is I have to move every single time my foot in front of my body to end up on it. Again, I'll move my foot in front of my body to end up on it and move the leg in front of my body to end up on it. That foot might go in front of our body just for a split second, but it still has to end up in front of our body in order to catch our weight. Now, coming back to the point that the knees and ankles have to be used, let's go through that for a second as well. Now I'll hop on the left leg, just so you see that it's the same thing. Now again, before I start, I will have to relax slightly the knee. It will be very difficult to skip on straight leg. So before I start, I have to relax my knee, I have to allow my weight to be absorbed a little, and then I will move my body and use the knee and ankle to catch it again. So as you can see, I first relaxed the knees and ankle, then skipped, and then again absorbed with the knee and ankle just to make the movement soft and cushiony. Now the last thing we will do in the forward skip, and of course that can be said about any of the skips forward, backward, side, is that our foot doesn't leave the floor, which means that I have to intentionally imagine that there is a piece of paper underneath my foot, and I'm trying to move that piece of paper gradually over the floor. Now lucky for us, I have a tissue, right? Now, if I put that tissue underneath my shoe, if I do a few skips in a row, I should not lose the tissue from underneath my shoe. So if I do that, right, you can clearly see that I left the piece of paper behind me, therefore I lifted the foot from the floor. So now what I want to do, again, I want to put my foot on the piece of tissue, paper, whatever that is, and I want to skip a few times without losing the piece of paper from underneath my foot. Ta-da! So now let's go to the backward skips. You can imagine that it will be pretty much similar because after all we have the same legs, but we'll be just moving backward. Now the first thing we will do is to demonstrate it. Again, we can do it on the left or right foot, it doesn't really matter. One foot will be in the air, the other one will be on the ball of the foot, and now when we skip, we just skip backward. Few important things in the backward movement that are slightly different than the forward one is, first of all, we cannot allow our body to tip backward too much, because then we will start to fall away from our partner that is skipping forward at the same time. So that's number one. Number two, we cannot allow, the same as in the forward action, to put the heel on the floor when we land, right? We have to stay on the very strong ball of the foot. And the third thing that is actually harder than in the forward movement is that we have to keep our chest positive forward. It's very easy when we skip backward to suddenly relax the chest and drop it. But in that moment, our partner that is skipping forward will not have good connection to us and won't feel as positive towards them. So now let's demonstrate those points. Again, I will be on the right foot, I will have left foot up, I will be on the ball of the foot. As in forward action, I want to use my knees and ankles, that's always the case. I don't want to drop my heel, only in the end to stop if I want to. Now the second thing, make sure that your posture is always straight and your chest is positive. So the very good exercise is to press slightly with your hands against your chest and make sure that when you press, you don't let your chest drop. So you have to work actively with your posture to work against your hands. And now even when we skip, we continuously work against the pressure of our hands. And the last skip we have is a side step. Now you can do it on the inside or outside leg, and you should really practice both because they both occur in dancing evenly. So now let's start with the inside hop, but again, outside will be the same. So I will stand on my left leg and I will be skipping to the right. And like I said, I could be equally standing on the right foot and skipping to the right. It makes no difference for the exercise. Now again, what I have to do is I have to relax my knee and ankle. I have to keep my foot strong and heel up, posture upright, and move the foot slightly to the side of my body during the skip so it catches the weight. So let's do a few, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's do it again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there's nothing more to be honest, in the side skips, apart that you should be able to do them. Now a good thing is to just, as a warm-up before your quick-step practice, to take the magic tissue, like this one, put it underneath your foot, and try to do at least half a wall or half a long line, depending on the size of your studio, of course, just skipping on one leg there, then on the same leg back, change your legs, go forward, go backward, then do it sideways. And then it's very important to do it with your partner, maybe not in connection, but at least on distance that we can coordinate it together. It's best to practice it with some music. It doesn't have to be normal tempo, it can be slower, but it's very important to keep the tempo. So it's slow, 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 slow. It can be very easily slow, quick, slow, right? And that will make it very difficult to actually apply in our dancing. So we have to be very strict with that. Now the last thing is try to physically use your other leg that is in the air as little as possible. Now usually during the skips, the other foot will be busy with something else. It can be kicking, flicking, it can be doing something else. So we should try to use it as little as possible, so in the end of the day, in actual routine, we can do something with it. If you start using your moving leg to propel your body in some direction, like that, in the end of the day, that will not work in a couple. Because first of all, I don't imagine there is a space for you to actually do that with the partner. Of course, maybe depending which side. And number two, like we said, in some fingers we do something with that leg. So if you use it as a motor of the couple, you will not be able to shape it and do a beautiful action as a flick or kick. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. As always, please hit the like button if you like the video. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.